Ari is alone in the forest thinking. She's musing over the matters of the day. Those girls have weird guts. If not of Yunxi appearing at that time, those bitches would have turned my beautiful face into a pig head. She hugged her legs as she continued talking to herself. I suppose the holy woman was wrong. How do I find something that will make me famous? I mean, in this boring place. Mpa, she snorted. I'm over 40 years old now, and I haven't found a lover. Whew, she said with a disappointed expression. There are no male here. Legend says the living words parallel to our words. The portal has been dormant since God knows when. I wish something unusual should happen, even if it's just once. She hugged her knees tighter. Wisps had been surrounding her, listening to her story, but they suddenly shot away in the distance. You guys are leaving me too? Ari looked up lazily. The next moment, they all came back quickly, whopping crazily. What? You mean someone is in this forest and that person is in trouble? Ari looked very surprised. But it isn't entirely impossible for other people to come to the forest too. And what's more, the forest is very treacherous. There were rattling sounds in the distance as the footsteps came closer and louder. Harry gazed into the distance from the treetops, hoping to catch a glimpse of what's happening. She suddenly noticed the wisps were chirping crazily as if excited. You mean this is destiny? I can't. She paused suddenly in the middle of her words. No way, she said unconvincingly at the sight before her. What kind of man are doing in this forest? She fixed her gaze on the young man whose clothes were tattered with blood. Help! It's only when the young man screamed for help that Harry's reasoning ability started functioning once more. Poof! The young man panted as he dodged a whip stroke with the skin of his teeth. Harry knew she had to do something at this crucial moment. What's worse? Goblins were the mortal enemies of the Uli Jing. They were always hunting for the key bits the Uli Jing possessed. That meant trouble for Harry. She was dumbfounded because goblins don't suddenly attack people, at least they're not trolls after all. With a speed reminiscent to that of sound, Harry dashed down the tree with superhuman speed and kicked the nearest goblin near the boy away. Thanks for saving my life, but we are both in life-threatening danger now, the guy said, quite moved. Let's go, we got no time to lose, Harry said as he proceeded to remove a talisman hanging on her waist. It's a demon blinding talisman. It's a priceless treasure, probably the only one Harry had enough. But compared to the young man before her, it's what sacrificing the talisman. She muttered some chants softly and broke the talisman. Suddenly, the goblins felt as if they were blind. They scrambled around like blind men in the sun and then disappeared into the woods. Their 5 senses are still temporarily. Let's get out of here before the effects of the talisman wears off. After running off for a mile at superhuman speed, the boy started feeling rejuvenated as he felt a source of power from the surrounding rushing into his body and soul. It was pleasurable and relaxing. You look so delighted. Do you think that was fun? Iris said as she noticed the young man moaning beside her. Yes, I know. It's dangerous, but refreshing, the young man replied. You made me lose my priceless possession. Just what did you do to incur their fury? Ari pouted as she unintentionally unleashed her frustration on the stranger. No, I did nothing. I was just passing by the grass fields and I met them and they chased me. The young man said, by the way, I'm Jiang Jin. This was a great opportunity to introduce himself to a beautiful damsel. Although he didn't believe in ever afters, he still chose to get to know her. I'm Harry, she replied without thinking. No surname? Jiang Jin asked. None. She replied awkwardly as she noticed his handsome face is far more desirable than the men she has seen in ancient paintings. There's something special about him and his glorious radiating. But the young man is a little weird. Just where did he pop out from? Did he fall from the sky? She was still about to ask that question that she suddenly noticed the young man whose face was filled with strength and vitality a while ago. A turned pale and should have been. He vomited blood as he fell down. Harry bent down to inspect him. He's severely burned internally, Harry said as her face turned grey. It isn't much of a problem for Harry to transport him to her house. He's just a little taller than her and he only has 1/10 of her weight. She put him on a bed as she looked at the unconscious man before her and held his hands as he poured the elixir of regeneration into his throat. This is a very powerful treatment method that even immortals use. It's powerful enough to bring people back from the nose of death. She looked at his face as she held his hands tighter. As he said, "I've held this hand today, and I'm not letting it go. Never. Get well soon." There she stood, staring at him as a sweet smile crept to her baby face. Somewhere in a cave, lit up with candles, a woman in pure white robe surrounded by others in white, as the figure lifted her hood and said smiling, "It has begun." Thanks for watching my second video based on my Word Within Words series. Next week Friday, we'll know if Jiang Jin will survive his injuries, and even if he survives, what will this new word hold for him? Please like and subscribe so that you can see my new updates as soon as I upload them. Thanks for watching. See you next Friday.